And look, 8 for...
Shakur is not going to lay down. It's going to be skill versus skill. Teo's a very talented, skillful fighter. Shakur is a very extremely talented, skillful fighter.
Manny Pacquiao recently visited Teofimo Lopez during his training camp ahead of the highly anticipated fight against Shakur Stevenson. The boxing legends shared valuable advice, exchanged techniques, and motivated Lopez, creating an intense, positive atmosphere that showcased Lopez's focus, hard work, confidence, and full readiness for the tough challenge ahead. Teofimo Lopez's training camp for the upcoming Shakur Stevenson fight reflects a seasoned champion preparing with clear purpose and confidence. Lopez has explained that his sparring is carefully designed to mirror Stevenson's movement, footwork, and reactions, allowing the sharpened timing and control distance beyond physical conditioning. He is deeply focused on strategy, studying Stevenson's tendencies to develop effective counters. This balanced approach highlights Lopez's commitment to being mentally sharp, tactically prepared, and physically ready to handle Stevenson's unique and challenging style on fight night. Teofimo Lopez and Manny Pacquiao share a warm, respectful relationship that has surprised many fans, considering their different generations and career paths. Both fighters frequently praise each other's skills, work ethic, and accomplishments, showing genuine mutual admiration. Their friendly interactions have sparked speculation about a potential exhibition bout, with fans imagining the excitement of a legendary veteran facing a young, dynamic champion in an entertaining, controlled setting. Although no official plans have been announced, their strong rapport continues to fuel the idea, highlighting the deep respect they share and the love of boxing that connects fighters across eras.
Present fighter in Saudi Arabia because that's what they want to do. They want to do like some of the retired fighters put on like super fights and stuff like that.
No, yeah, absolutely. You know, those are things that are coming around as well. Exhibitions, maybe me and Pacquiao, who knows?
Wow.
Stuff like that.
You and Pacquiao's an exhibition.
Oh, that'd be huge.
That would be huge.
That'd be huge.
You think you would be able to take him?
Yeah,
Easy?
it's good. I love southpaws, and I would fight the greatest one of times.
Why
Good
do you say
times.
you love southpaws?
I love southpaws because I grew up with them. And haven't you seen my track record from Magdaleno to Lomachenko?
Zab Judah predict an explosive and highly technical showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, describing it as a true skill-for-skill battle. He believes both fighters are elite competitors with strong mindsets, neither willing to give ground once the fight begins. Judah expects a tactical chess match, where Shakur's sharp precision, defense, and ring IQ could gradually overwhelm Lopez, even with Teofimo's proven power and championship experience. He acknowledges that while Stevenson's amateurism is outstanding, some critics still question the depth of professional opposition, making this bout a major step forward in his career. Judah also stresses that Lopez has been a dominant force at the highest level for several years and should not be underestimated. However, he feels Stevenson's unique style, movement, and adaptability may pose challenges Lopez has not previously encountered. Although Judah admits the fight could be closer than many expect, he ultimately trusts Stevenson's ability to control the pace, dictate exchanges, and prove himself on a big stage.
What about it?
It's two dog fighters. You got two dog fighters that's coming in there to solidify themselves as the game changer. Teo's not gonna lay down. Shakur is not gonna lay down. It's gonna be skill versus skill. Teo's a very talented, skillful fighter. Shakur is a very extremely talented, skillful fighter. And yes, we're gonna see a hell of a great chess match that night.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, you I think in your earlier predictions, you felt like Shakur will be stopping Teo. Am I right?
Annihilation, decapitation. Is that what you're talking about? You going back to my comments? Yeah. I feel like Teo's a very dominant force, but I just think that the skills of Shakur Stevens is gonna overwhelm Teo. It's gonna overwhelm him. Yeah. He's never seen this type of action before yet.
Now,
No disrespect. No disrespect. It's
Okay.
another man. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, yo. It is what it is.
looking at, the stats, the resumes, we see that, Tio has been at this high level for a long time. When it comes to Shakur Stevenson, his amateur record speaks for itself, but at the same time, not necessarily getting the notable names that people know in America. Now people are also saying that they're kind of discrediting Shakur's resume, saying he hasn't really fought anybody. Teofimo Lopez would be that first person. Do you feel like that could be something that, I don't know, it could be a lot closer?
The Wade podcast takes a deep look into Shakur Stevenson's mindset as he prepares for his showdown with Teofimo Lopez, emphasizing his desire to become an all-time great. For Stevenson, age and weight classes don't matter. His goal is to challenge the very best at every level and push past anyone in his path. This relentless, step-up-or-move-aside mentality defines his approach to boxing. Teofimo Lopez fires back with confidence, reminding Stevenson that facing him is far different from competing against lighter opponents or Olympic-style fighters. Stevenson responds by stressing that fighting him on the inside is completely different from watching him from the outside, pointing to the difficulty of breaking his timing, defense, and footwork. Both fighters believe they can introduce a level the other has never experienced. The discussion highlights the mental chess match, strategic anticipation, and unshakable self-belief that will shape their encounter, leaving fans eagerly waiting to see who proves their point on fight night.
This interview, maybe it's just the mind games of like trying to get Shakur to see all versions of him. Like, I'm laid back, super humble. Shakur deserves his respect. At the press conference, talking crazy like that. I've never heard the Room 40 one, but the way you got to do it, Tio is messing up the dick joke. The way you got to say it is you got to make Shakur say what you said. Yeah, I'm gonna take him to Room 40. Room 40, yeah, Room 40's nuts. That's the way you, not just you hit the punchline before we even get there. Even this was the face-to-face at the presser.
God give me. It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I've been waiting on this forever. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, you all already knew that Tio Senior was gonna be talking. Y'all knew that.
The prize is right up here. The prize is right up here.
Saying the prize is right up here. He's talking about the ring belt, and that's true. I mean, the most prestigious belt in boxing. That's fair.
You can't fight for him. You can't fight for him.
Dan Raphael offers a balanced assessment of the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup, showing respect for both fighters' careers and abilities. He points out that while Lopez hasn't always looked dominant early when stepping up against elite opponents such as Josh Taylor, he ultimately delivered strong performances. In comparison, Stevenson has been consistently effective throughout his career, even if his style isn't always flashy. Raphael highlights Stevenson's success across multiple divisions, from featherweight to lightweight, and praises his ability to perform under pressure. He notes Stevenson's Olympic silver medal for the United States, while Lopez represented Honduras, adding to the fight's narrative. Raphael also emphasizes that Madison Square Garden is the perfect venue, tying both fighters to their roots and creating an electric atmosphere. Overall, he describes the bout as a meaningful, highly anticipated clash between two elite young stars in boxing.
When it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered, and he's done it, a number of times. And he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. Maybe not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight. When his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations, and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket, he fought the guy, and he won handily. He shut him out basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, like a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so these are two of the best young elite fighters in boxing, and their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which was a fight. If you ever asked Bob Arum, He'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other, because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras in that same Olympic Games. It was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at Top Rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo, who was on those shows also. So, and they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. All respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind.
Shakur Stevenson's trainer, Wally Moses, delivers a firm warning to Teofimo Lopez, cautioning against underestimating Shakur's power, skill, and adaptability. Moses highlights that Stevenson's style evolves to overcome any opponent, reflecting his dominance from the amateur ranks to professional stage. Stevenson was not only a national standout, but also excelled internationally, earning multiple World Amateur Championships and being named IBA Fighter of the Year. His career record demonstrates unmatched consistency, thousands of victories, and success against nearly every competitor he has faced. Moses emphasizes that Shakur's achievements in both amateur and professional boxing showcase his elite ability and readiness for any challenge. Even with weight class adjustments, Stevenson's proven technique, discipline, and experience make him an exceptionally formidable fighter. Moses predicts that it is only a matter of time before Stevenson's skill, precision, and strategy overwhelm top-tier opponents like Teofimo Lopez.
Prevails over every style in the world. So, Shakur wasn't just an amateur boxing champion. He was a world amateur boxing champion on more than one occasion. Also, he was the IBA Fighter of the Year, making him best boxer in the world in amateur boxing. So, Shakur was for those same things from day one, turning inside the professional ranking. But Shakur has been proven that he was in the number one boxer. Out of fight, he was number one in every category that he boxed in. From a kid coming up, here in the U.S., he had to eclipse every boxer over like 1,000, almost close to 2,000 points in terms of his winning. So it's not a thing that people be talking about what has Shakur done. They know what Shakur done in his amateur ranking, and Shakur done everything that they never were capable of. So, it's only going to be a matter of time before you get this caliber of fighter that he is to the world.
Now, as far as the weight jump goes, what's that preparation like? This that'll be his fourth weight class.
Well,
what do you look to? Do you look to add more muscle? What's the proper way of adding weight when jumping up?
Let me give you an example. All right, let's look at when Terrence fought before Canelo, right?
Yeah.
Everybody talk about him walking out and taking the weight be a problem, but a lot of people don't know what these cats really walk around at. So,
Paulie Molina G and Chris Algieri discuss the challenges of predicting Teofimo Lopez's fights, emphasizing his unpredictable and sometimes inconsistent nature. Lopez can be brilliant in certain bouts, but struggle in others. Molina G points out that Lopez often performs best when he and his father carefully select opponents, showing strategic planning and confidence. Algieri adds that analyzing Lopez requires knowing which version will appear, either disciplined and calculated or reckless and ego-driven. Their discussion highlights how talent, preparation, and mindset intersect unpredictably, making Lopez a dangerous and volatile fighter. They conclude that betting on him is never straightforward, as his performance can swing dramatically depending on circumstances.
Yeah. Which version you that was going to be my point. I'm sure that's based on his inconsistencies, because he can be so damn good, but he also can be pretty damn bad. But in Ken Bosa's, he was not good. He did not. It was not a good night.
Oh, like a street fight.
Yeah, it was shots. And I think I was a guest on that on the call for that show. And I said I got one guy fighting with ego, and I got one guy fighting with discipline. And that's what it was, because he just went out there just trying to knock him out from round one. And it was not working out well. Now, is he going to do that against Shakur? Absolutely not. But also, we've seen him struggle with guys like Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen him struggle with, who was the Canadian guy who, I mean, not that he struggled, but he failed to really impress.
Tanner Martin, another one that he a lot of people thought that he could have dropped the decision.
Were those
that
fights that people counted him out in? No, that's the thing.
No, he was heavy favorite, and they were fights that did not entice him. And if you look at his best performances, there are guys that him and his father have chosen to fight. He called out Lomachenko years before they fought, and people were like, whoa, okay, pump the brakes. No, they saw something. He called out Josh Taylor, a weight class below, and years out, said that I could beat that guy. He called out Jaron Ennis. Obviously he didn't fight Jaron, but when him and his father put their heads together and they see something in a guy and they end up picking a fight like this that's dangerous where he's the underdog, watch out.
I wouldn't bet it.
It's the unpredictable nature of the fight, another thing, the unpredictable nature of fighters, which is going to bring up an interesting debate about Joseph Parker, who has vowed to clear his name. Gentlemen, we have a little bit of inside baseball discussion about this, right? We're all fighters. None of us are angels. The idea that Joseph Parker didn't get caught using PEDs, he got caught using cocaine as a recreational drug. That's what he tested positive for night of the fight. He's come out and said, Paulie, if I did blow, I just...
Chris Algieri shared candid insights on the build-up to the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, offering a mix of critique and analysis. He admits that some of the pre-fight hype came across as cringy, particularly moments at the press conferences and the way Lopez, Stevenson, and Teofimo's father attempted to manufacture tension. Algieri notes that, beneath the theatrics, both fighters appear friendly, with mutual respect and a shared history from their days as top-ranked contenders. While there may be a slight undertone of rivalry or jealousy over career moves, the overall vibe felt more awkward than genuinely intense. He stresses that much of the pre-fight drama is created for clicks rather than real animosity. Despite this, Algieri emphasizes that the matchup itself is highly compelling. Stevenson and Lopez are in their physical primes, technically elite, and stylistically fascinating.
I don't know, I hate to say it, but I think, Dan might be right. It might just be a boring fight. I mean,
all right, Boise, Idaho in the house. Appreciate the call. Did you watch the presser? Because I intended to go, but I got sidetracked. I went back and watched it last night. Did you catch any of the clips?
I saw clips, yes.
So I watched it back, and got a couple thoughts. Like, it's hard to drum up the animosity. I believe they're friendly. Like, I watched the thing that Ring put out afterwards with Versace, Rick Reno, the Versace podcast. Just gave him a pop, I don't know why. But they went on the show and they just talked about how much they knew each other growing up, how much they respected each other, how much they were signed with Top Rank. There was a little bit of animosity, a little bit of jealousy in the terms that Teofimo was moved a lot better than Shakur was. One is still technically with the promotion, one is not, had a famous exit. But yeah, I thought it was a little cringe, but look who we're dealing with. It's Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo's dad, who was the star of the presser. Yeah, cringe is the word, but let's hope it's a good fight.
It's also 2025 going on 2026. We live in the world of cringe. I mean, cringe sells. Cringe gets clicks. Cringe gets eyes. And I say this all the time, Marvin Hagler is rolling over in his grave of all the cringy ass fighters that are out there that are juking and jiving for cameras. It's just in clicks. It's absurd, the world we live in. But at the end of the day, these are two super talented guys fighting in their absolute physical primes. Say whatever you will about this fight, whether it's going to be Hagler-Hearns round one or if it's going to be a slow fight, but regardless, I think this is a very, very good matchup. And I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm going to be watching.
No matter how strong Teofimo Lopez's record appears, Shakur Stevenson poses a completely different type of challenge. Stevenson isn't just skilled, he's fast, calculated, and highly adaptable, thriving under pressure. His ability to control distance, read opponents, and make adjustments in real time makes him both unpredictable and dangerous. While Lopez offers power and experience, Stevenson's precision, timing, and tactical awareness can neutralize even the hardest hitters. On fight night, Stevenson is expected to dictate the pace and showcase his elite talent, proving that, despite Lopez's accolades, he's a completely different level of fighter.
Stevenson really might 12 on Teofimo Lopez. People love talking about this resume that Teofimo Lopez has. Granted, it's a really good resume. He has guys like Lomachenko in his belt, Josh Taylor. But if I'm being honest, Josh Taylor played into what Teofimo Lopez wanted him to do so perfectly. Lomachenko, he lost that fight more than Teofimo won that fight, if I'm being honest. And against lower level competition, like a Steve Claggett, like a Jermaine Ortiz, like a Kambosos, he struggled against these dudes. And people talk about a focused Teo. A focused Teo was only unfocused for one fight his whole life, and that was George Kambosos, and that's the only fight I'll give y'all. No matter who Shakur fought, he's looked great against everybody. No matter it's the bums that y'all say he fights or the #1 guys in the division, Shakur Stevenson has dominated everybody. It's gonna be a sight to see. Shakur Stevenson on fight night is going to make fireworks happen, and I can't wait to see it. I've already gave my stance on this, but Shakur Stevenson it's just his time, and Tio's just.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates.